What will happen when a baby elephant suddenly collapses and won't wake up, right in front of a crowd? His mother senses something's wrong and does the unthinkable. At Prague Zoo, what began as a joyful day turned into a moment of fear, love, and a powerful call for help you won't believe. The story begins at the Prague Zoo, a beautiful and peaceful place in the heart of the Czech Republic. This zoo isn't just any zoo. It's a safe home for many rescued animals, including a special group of Indian elephants. These elephants were brought from Bengal, where they had lived hard lives. One of them, a female elephant named Linda, had been used for heavy work, carrying people and loads without care or kindness. She even saw her mother die right in front of her. But everything changed when Linda was rescued and brought to the Prague Zoo. Here, life is very different. The elephants have a large, open space with soft grass, tall trees, muddy puddles, and a pool to cool off and play. It feels like the wild, but safe. Linda soon met another elephant named Cole, a quiet and gentle male. From the moment they saw each other, something special happened. They became close, always walking side by side, eating together, and caring for one another. The zookeepers were touched by their bond. It was like Linda had finally found a friend who understood her pain and helped her heal. Not long after, the zookeepers received the most wonderful news. Linda was pregnant. Everyone at the zoo was filled with joy. It wasn't just a pregnancy, it was something truly special. This would be the very first elephant ever born in the country, and the mother was Linda, a gentle elephant who had already been through so much pain in her past. Now she had a second chance to create something beautiful. Elephant pregnancies are long, almost 2 years. But the zoo staff didn't mind. They gave Linda the best care every single day. She had special food, regular checkups, and lots of love. Then, one amazing morning, the wait was finally over. Linda gave birth to a healthy, strong baby boy. They named him Ben. Ben wasn't just a baby elephant. He was a symbol of hope. People called him the miracle elephant. He was the first of his kind born in the Czech Republic. At a time when wild elephants are losing their homes, Ben's birth proved that kindness and care can make a real difference for one elephant, and maybe even for the future of the whole species. Ben was a bundle of joy from the start. Small, curious, and full of energy, he quickly became the heart of the elephant enclosure. He loved to explore, run after butterflies, splash in the pool, and roll in the mud until he was covered head to toe. Visitors often laughed, saying he was just like a playful toddler. One of Ben's favorite games was running up to the glass wall where people stood watching. He would press his little trunk against it and wiggle it around. Kids would laugh and scream with joy, while adults smiled and took pictures. Everyone who visited the zoo fell in love with him, but no one loved Ben more than his mother, Linda. She stayed close to him all the time, watching over him, teaching him, and gently pulling him back if he wandered too far. Cole, his father, was proud too, but like many male elephants, he kept a bit of distance. At night, Ben always lay down beside Linda. He would snuggle up against her warm body and gently nudge her trunk before falling asleep, as if saying, "Good night, Mama." Their bond was pure, deep, and full of love. Life was peaceful. Visitors came every day just to see Ben. They laughed at his silly tricks and smiled as he played. The zoo staff was proud of him, and Linda stayed close, always keeping an eye on her little boy. And Ben? He was the happiest elephant anyone had ever seen. But then, one sunny afternoon, something strange happened. The sky was clear, and the sun was warm. Ben had been playing all morning, chasing birds, rolling in the mud, and splashing water everywhere like he always did. Linda watched him, with calm, loving eyes. But suddenly Ben stopped. He slowly walked to a quiet, shady corner of the enclosure and lay down on the ground. At first, no one was worried. Maybe he was just tired from all the running. Young elephants need naps after all. But minutes passed, and Ben didn't move. Linda was the first to sense something was wrong. She walked over gently, touched him with her trunk, and gave him a soft nudge. Still, Ben didn't move. Now the visitors were silent. The happy little elephant everyone loved was lying still. Something didn't feel right. Linda grew more anxious. She nudged Ben again, this time a little harder. When he didn't respond, she gently pushed him with her foot, hoping he would wake up. But Ben didn't move. His body gave a tiny twitch, but his eyes stayed closed, and he stayed on the ground. The zookeepers were now very worried. Was he hurt? Was he too hot? Maybe he was sick from playing too much in the sun? What made things even stranger was how the other elephants behaved. Usually, when something is wrong, the whole herd gathers around to comfort the one in trouble. But this time, they didn't. Cole stood in the back, quietly watching. The others stayed calm and still. It felt like they knew something no one else did. But Linda didn't stop. She walked in slow, worried circles around Ben. Her trunk moved gently over his ears, his back, his legs, like she was checking every part of him. Her eyes were full of fear. She didn't want to hurt him, but she couldn't leave him like that. The zookeepers stood frozen. Should they step in or wait? Then, something amazing happened. Linda stopped. She turned and looked straight at the glass where the keepers stood. Slowly, she lifted her trunk high and waved it. It was simple, but powerful. She was asking for help. She wasn't just a worried animal. She was a mother, and she trusted the humans to help her baby. Without wasting another second, the zoo staff rushed into the enclosure. Linda, though clearly worried, didn't stop them. She quietly stepped aside, giving them space. She trusted them with something most precious, her baby. The other elephants stayed calm and still, quietly watching. The keepers hurried to Ben. They called his name. They gently touched him, hoping he would wake up. But Ben didn't move. Then they pushed a little harder. His body twitched again, but his eyes stayed shut. For a moment, everyone feared the worst. Was it too late? And then, just when hope was slipping away, Ben's eyes popped open. He stood up all at once, stretched his legs, and took off running like nothing had happened. He kicked up dust, flapped his ears, and let out a happy little trumpet. The crowd gasped, then laughed, and then cheered with joy. The zookeepers smiled, some with tears in their eyes. Ben was perfectly fine. It turned out he had simply fallen into a deep, heavy sleep. He had played so hard all morning that even his mother couldn't wake him up. Linda rushed to him right away. She wrapped her trunk around him, touched his head gently, and stayed close as he ran around again. Before the staff left, Linda turned and looked at them. Slowly, she lifted her trunk into the air. It was a thank you, not in words, but in a way that everyone understood. That day, something special happened. Everyone saw how deeply elephants feel. Linda wasn't just an animal, she was a mother, full of love and worry, and when she needed help, she knew who to ask. Ben went back to playing like always, full of joy and wonder. But no one who saw that moment ever forgot it. Even today, visitors still talk about it. The day a mother elephant asked for help, and a baby elephant reminded the world how powerful love can be.